Shalom, shalom uvracha. I thought we'll talk today about Yom Ha'atzmaut, and in order to understand the meaning of this day, I want to ask you a question. What do you think? What's the most marvelous, most important period or time was in our history? How would you define this, the most important time in our history, since Avraham Avinu until today? What's event, the most important event that it was? Har Sinai. What else?
The first and second Malchut.
Malchut ben David. What else?
Establishing the state of Israel in 1948. After 2,000 years, all the Jews came home.
No, I mean from Avraham Avinu until 100 years ago. What's the most important?
Emancipation.
I know that we say in our prayers, every holiday, every festival, we say Zecher Leitziat Mitzrayim, that we should remember time of we went out of Egypt. Any festival, we don't remind, we don't mention, not kings, not prophets, not Ma'amad Har Sinai. Oh, everything that we say in any, even a holiday that's connected to creation of the world, like Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur, all days, they are Zecher L'Yetziat Mitzrayim. So it means that Yetziat Mitzrayim is the most important event that happened in our history. And suddenly comes prophet Yirmiyahu and says that the day. Just a moment. Therefore, behold, days are coming, say the Lord, when it shall no more be said, as the Lord lives, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Mitzrayim. But as the Lord lives, or lives, you say, lives, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of north and from all the lands into which he had driven them. And I will bring them back into their land that I give to their fathers. But it's written that will be in future. Yirmiyahu says 2,500 years ago, he says, in the future will be some day that in these days people wouldn't say, we love Hashem, we glory, we admire Hashem that brought us out of Mitzrayim. But Hashem that brought us from north countries and north. and from all other places. When this day went, where or will be?
But it happened
It happened already.
after the Holocaust.
Yes. So, prophet says that Independent Day that we celebrate, it's more important than the Day of Independence. It's more important than Pesach, and not only than Pesach, and all other festivals, because all other festivals, they mentioned that they in Zecher Yetziat Mitzrayim. They're like in memory of Yetziat Mitzrayim. So it means that all festivals, they are less important than Yom Ha'atzmaut. It's weird, but that's what prophet says. And we'll try to understand today why he says that. Just a moment. I'll put here something. That I will find. We have to understand that according to Yirmiyahu, and it's not only just prophecy, it's in Gemara, it's written Ben Zoma, in Masechet Pesachim says, in Masechet Shabbat, in Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah, there are a lot of rabbis. They said that in future, people they won't celebrate Pesach at all. Like today, we are not celebrate time that Jews come from Babylon. You remember that about 2,500 years ago, Ezra Sofer, he brought 42,000 Jews from Babylon, and they came to Israel. It's written. In which day it was? In which day it happened? We don't know. In the same way, in the future, people wouldn't know when it was Pesach. They wouldn't know what doesn't mean Tedvav B'Nisan. They will celebrate Hei B'Iyar, according to Yirmiyahu. So we have to understand that those days that we live today, now, those days of Mashiach. Mashiach came already. We not aware about that. We cannot believe in that. For us, it's like unbelievable. But you should know that Mashiach already came. The problem is that people imagine themselves Mashiach. It's something like it's like a Christianity influence on us a lot. People imagine to themselves like some guy will come with beard and he'll make all kind of miracles, and someone will die, he'll put him alive. He will make all kind of things. It's not true. Mashiach wouldn't do all those things. Rambam Rambam write, and I'll read it to you in Hebrew, and I'll translate immediately. אל יעלה על דעתך שהמלך המשיח צריך לעשות אותות ומופתים. Don't imagine to yourself, don't think to yourself that Mashiach have to make some miracles אותות ומופתים ומחדש דברים, and to create something, או מחיי מתים, and he
resurrect the dead?
כן, וכיוצא בדברים האלה, and all kind of things like this. אין הדבר כך, it's not true, Sharei Rabbi Akiva, and he brings some proof to that. Also, Rambam says in other place, אל יעלה על הלב שבימות המשיח יבטל דבר ממנהיגו של עולם. Don't imagine to yourself that in time of Mashiach will be the nature will be changed. Nature won't change. מנהגו של עולם. או שיהיה שם חידוש במעשה בראשית, or Hashem will create something new in our world, in those days. אלא עולם כמנהגו נוהג. But the world will be the same exactly. All physical, natural laws will continue, be everything exactly like today. אמרו חכמים, אין בין עולם הזה לימות המשיח אלא שעבוד מלכויות. So what makes Mashiach, a time of Mashiach, that it comes, that we won't be, that we will have our independence as a state independence. What does it mean, state independence? It's like people say, no, we depend on America or something like that. No, it's not true. All countries, countries in the world, they depend to each other. Today, USA depend on China. They owe to China. I don't exactly remember. I'm not remember exactly the number, but a huge number of trillions of dollars. America owe to China. America cannot do what it want without taking consideration other countries. Not China, not America, not China, not Russia, not Iran. No country in the world that they absolutely independent. So what does mean independency, our Jewish independence? It means that Israel independence. It means that when America will say to us something to do or not to do, we not have to obey. For example, a year ago, we wanted to get into this war in Gaza. We want to get to some area in Gaza that calls Rafiah. I don't know how it's in English. Rafiah. And the president of the United States, then Biden, he says, don't get to the Rafiah. And our prime minister said, no, we'll go to Rafiah. So say, I will make embargo to you. We won't send you any arms. And Bibi answered to him, said, we will fight with our nails, and we'll do what we want. And we went to Rafiah, and we did what we wanted. He cannot command us. That means independency.
But what is the difference? Like a lot of Haredim, they say to me, okay, there's a different order. First we have to get the Mashiach, and then we have the autonomy. So what is the difference in the story? First
order of Mashiach, and then what?
The autonomy, an own state. So what you told is like first the state as like a principle. After that, Mashiach. But in my former community in Amsterdam, they told me, no, it's the other way around. They have to be first a Mashiach, and then we can have a state. That's the reason why they don't like Israel, because in their eyes it's the other way around.
Yes.
So what is the difference? What is the difference in the arguments?
Yes, I'll tell you. Mashiach, it's not a person. That mistake comes to us because inflation of Christianity. It's not a person. Mashiach, it's a process the process of evolution of the world. The world became better and better and better and better. The fact of of improvement in this world, physical and spiritual improvement, that will become better and better. That is defined as the Mashiach. How do I know? It's written in Gemara, in Masechet Pesachim, in page 54. It's written like this, that there are 7 things that they were created before our world was created. And it's Torah, Tshuva, Gan Eden, Gehinom, Kisei HaKavod, Beit HaMikdash, and name of Mashiach. Mashiach was, it's not man, it's a process. And also it's written in Gemara, in Masechet Avodah Zarah. It's written that there are 6,000 years, will be 6,000 years. It's in page 9. 6,000 and 2,000 years of chaos. 2,000 years after, it's Torah, and another 2,000 years, it's a time of Mashiach. Yamot Mashiach. Days of Mashiach. This is exact translation. 2,000 years of history, we know. There were all kind of problems, and people were crazy, they killed each other, and they didn't have even their state, almost. Here, there. After we get Torah, and we influenced all the world, our Torah, all the world became a more morality. It comes to Christianity, to Islam, and other influence, and Torah changed the world. And after those 4,000 years, became another 2,000 years that calls Yamot Mashiach. This is a definition in Gemara, Yamot Mashiach. So we talk about period. We talk about some process. In some point of this process will be a man that he'll be like in charge of this process, and he is called Melech HaMashiach, King of Mashiach. But Mashiach will be before Melech HaMashiach. For example, king. Who became first? Kingdom or king? Kingdom. It's impossible to be king without kingdom. It's impossible to be Melech HaMashiach without having a state. And that is what happened to our days. We are in time of Mashiach. And in order to explain you that, I want to give you example. My grandfather, Zichron Livracha, he was a chief chazan in the biggest synagogue in Kishinev. And who learned history, he heard probably that in Kishinev they had a pogrom, one of the biggest pogrom that that we had in Europe. And my grandfather saw this pogrom, and in this pogrom they killed his brother. My grandfather saw how his brother ran, and going run after him with axe, with sticks and all that. They hammered and they captured him and they hit him until he died. And also my grandfather passed Holocaust. And now I will take him in time machine and I will bring him here in Israel. I will show him Knesset, and the market, Machane Yehuda, and I'll show him about terrorist attacks. I'll tell him about that. I'll show him our army. And you hear the airplanes. I said, you know what it is? It's Jewish Israeli airplanes, aircraft. And what do you think? What do you think? And I'll show you, him a lot of synagogues and a lot of B'tei Midrash, how many Jews learn Torah, and I'll bring him to Mea Shearim, and I'll bring him to Machon Meir, everything. I'll show him everything. And then I'll ask him, what do you think, grandfather? Is Mashiach came or not? What he'll answer to me?
Yes.
No doubt. Why we not realize that what happened to us? It's because it's something there is very big difference between knowledge and awareness. It's not the same. You can know something and not to be aware of that, not to understand that. You can just know, not to understand something. And a lot of rabbis, they said to us very openly, Mashiach came. For example, Rav David HaKohen, HaNazir, he was a very famous rabbi. He lives here in Israel, in Jerusalem, about 60 years ago. He wrote like this: "Hinenu beyamot HaMashiach." We should know that we live in time of Mashiach. Tkufat HaGeula Hitchila, our redemption, Geula, redemption is begin. Mashiach ba, and Mashiach is here. He came. Ba begilui Shechina. He came with the revealed of Shechina. Beor gilui Elyon, in a very spiritual high light. Ve'en mekir, and people don't aware about that. Ve'en yodea, and people don't know about that. Kulam kmo mesicha leneim. All people, they're like with some mask and there's some cover in their eyes. Me'achorei masach, about some screen. This says behind some screen. Mibli dat, mibli haven, without knowledge, without understanding. Et asher lifneim, something that in front of them. So it's a question of awareness. It's not a question of facts, because any fact you can interpret in your own way. And about that, there is very significant midrash, very special. Midrash, it means that it was written more or less 1,500 years ago. Midrash. It says like this: when Mashiach will come, and he will stand on a roof of Beit HaMikdash, and he will apply to Jews, and he will tell them, humble Jews, look that I came, and if you don't believe, look in the around you, and you should see the light, special light that comes to this world. I will read this midrash to you in Hebrew, and I will translate every word. It's very significant midrash. He says like this: Shanu Rabotenu, B'sha'ah shemelech HaMashiach ba, when Mashiach King will come, Nigla ba, v'omed al gag, and he stand on the roof of Beit HaMikdash, of a temple. V'mashmi'a lehem l'Yisrael, and he pronounced to people of Israel, v'omer lehem, and he said to them, Anavim, humble, Igia zman geulatchem, it come time of your redemption. V'im ein atem aminim li, and if you don't believe me, Reu be'ori shezoreach lachem, look at this light that comes on you. Pay attention what he says there. V'im ein atem aminim li, if you don't believe me. And when he stand, where he stand on? On the roof of Beit HaMikdash. It means that Beit HaMikdash built already. Mashiach came already. And they don't believe. V'im ein atem ma'aminim li. And if you don't believe you, how believe me? What does it mean? How they cannot believe if they saw in their eyes the Mashiach and Beit HaMikdash and everything it's already built? How they cannot believe? So what did teach us this midrash? That your awareness doesn't depend on fact that you perceive. Fact can be very, very strong. And you still can say, no, I don't believe. We still in Galut. And there is
sorry, we don't have a temple.
Yes.
In the day of Mashiach.
But it won't help. Even we will have temple. Those people in Holland, they can say, not yet. How do I know? Because it's written here. So, what we learn from that it doesn't depend on fact, but it depends on what? Of a root of your soul. There are people that their soul belong to diaspora, belong to Galut. And there are soul that they belong to future, to Eretz Israel, to Geula. And those souls, they still belong to Galut. Those souls can be very, very holy, good people, righteous people, very, very big scholars. But they, because of somehow, we don't know why, they not deserve to be here. They don't understand. There is no logical or rational answer to people that they say that Mashiach didn't come yet. Because it doesn't depend on facts of something that happened. It depends how you perceive, what kind of soul you have. And sometimes they can change their soul. Soul, it doesn't mean that's it in the end of your life. No. People that they come to Israel, Chazal said, his soul changed. נשמה מתחלפת, it's written. And also it's written, it's not like, okay, he is like this. No, it's he can change his soul. Person that get married, he also change his soul. And that's why all his transgression of his bad thing that he did, they cancelled. Who make giur, he also changed his soul. His personality doesn't change, but his soul changed. Who make tshuva, real strong tshuva, his Rambam says his soul changed. And we see examples, like the very big example. It's Rav Issachar Teichtel. He wrote Ema Banim Smicha. I don't know how it's in English. How it's called in English? Mother.
No, it's right there.
How?
On the bottom row here.
Okay. Okay, then you should know. There is a very, very famous book.
There's 3 right there.
How it's called in English? Mother happy or something?
The sons are happy.
It's okay. Ema Banim Smicha. It's okay. What does it mean? You know about Rabbi Israel Teichtel. He was a great scholar. He was a head of yeshiva. He was a great guy. And suddenly in the Holocaust, he understand that why it's all that happened. He says we should go to Israel. We shouldn't be in Galut. Mashiach and all that. He talked about that, and he wrote this book almost without any other books. He didn't have a library or something that, or he wrote all that he knew by heart. He was such a great scholar that he know exactly in which place is all this written. So he knew that. So why he didn't do it a year before? He wasn't aware. And that's what happened to us today. A lot of our brothers, holy Haredim, a lot of them, they don't understand, they don't aware. They like blind. But we, when we talk about that, it's not like our opinion. It's written. Everything is written. Yirmiyahu, it's written here. Rambam says all those things. It's written. So why they don't celebrate Yom Ha'atzmaut? Because there are a lot of reasons for that. One of the reasons, and I understand them, that they're afraid that if you'll be mixed with non-religious people, it will influence on them, and it make them and they will leave Torah and mitzvot. There is some idea on that, and it's but it's practical reason. It's not like that you are looking for truth. You want to know what reality. They have their explanation why they shouldn't, but you should know. In Zionist Judaism, they have a lot of books, that they explain everything, and they give a lot of sources and give a lot of quotes. How we know that this is Geula? How do we know that this is Mashiach, time of Mashiach? What's the value of this state? Spiritual value, this holy state. Among Haredim, they have no explanation, logical, scholar explanation. It can be like this. It's written in some Gemara that you shouldn't go. There are three Shavuot, like they.
Three oaths.
How is it?
3 oaths, you mean?
Three that they swear.
Oaths, yeah.
Swords that you should do that and that and that. Okay, so let's say that it's true. It's not exactly. It's read it good. You will see that it's that we shouldn't do it without permission. But there will permission. In 48 in they gave our permission to establish a state. So now you go already here? No. So it's excuse. It's not a reason. It's excuse.
But if there are oaths, it's an oath between the Jewish people and the non-Jewish people. It's from two sides, right? It's like it's called
border.
Yeah, and you made an agreement with the Jews and non-Jews. The 3 oaths. It's because Jewish people here and the non-Jewish people here. But the non-Jewish people, they broke the oaths.
It's also true, right? They also
broke those, so
yes,
we don't need permission.
Yes, you're right. But still, they gave us permission. But it doesn't make a difference. You understand? It's not like first you should make Mashiach, and then you say establishment. Okay, you get some idea. So this is the explanation. This is that what swept out everything that you see in your eyes, that the established state. Millions of Jews came here, they learned Torah, they became old. That is nothing for you. Nothing happened. Because why? Because it's written first Mashiach and then state. You understand? It's ridiculous. It's not like they have some system, explanation, proof that they show this and first and then. No. It's nothing. It's just soul that doesn't see. And that's why there is a Sfat Emet. Sfat Emet he wrote about 150 years ago. He says that who tell you that we are still in Galut, you should believe him. He like you see this noise. Rav Tzudai used to say, the holy tank of Israel. This is holy aircraft. That's what happened here. And he says, Sfat Emet, he says, who doesn't see Geula now, he says, he is he witnessed that about himself that he is in Galut. You should believe him. He is witness. I want to read you this Sfat Emet. וכיוון שאינו רואה עתה, now, עניין הגאולה, he doesn't see גאולה now, אומר, מה העבודה הזאת לכם? חכה את שניו. שהרי אני זכיתי לראות. I had like a merit to see את הגאולה. שהרי הוא מעיד על עצמו, this boy that asked, the son that asked, מה העבודה הזאת לכם? מעיד על עצמו שאינו רואה. And that is witness that he doesn't see. And our prayer, we say, ותחזינה עינינו בשובך לציון. 3 times a day we say that. תחזינה עינינו. And we should, our eyes, we should had how is it? לזכות לראות, זכיתי. I have a privilege to see what happened in front of me.
You have the zchut
Zchut lirot. It's a privilege to see what happened in front of me. Not that you should come to Israel, to Zion. You come to Zion, I know. It's a question of myself. If I had this honor to see that, my privilege to see that, and that is idea of Yom Ha'atzmaut. Yom Ha'atzmaut is celebration of our. It exists in order that we should be aware. Our awareness, what happened to us, in which time we live, which role we play in our history. And only when you understand that, you live your life according to Hashem's will. Because it's not like okay, your life, and there are some historical event happened in front of you, but you live your life. No, you should know what in what time we had privilege to be born, in which time, and we should live according to this Hashem's will. That is the idea of Yom Ha'atzmaut. We'll stay here.